Good morning, everybody. This is our last regular week of class, so I wanted to make sure that I posted a video with some information in it for you. If you go to course content and click on our Unit 4 folder, that's the current top folder on your list, then scroll down to week 12. Now, I had already opened this content so that you could plan ahead and budget your time wisely. But I wanted to go over a couple of important things because your film paper is due this week. All right, so as you wrap up Chapter 11's reading and get the last of this unit under your belt, so to speak, then watch your film very closely and carefully. I suggest that people, read the questions through before they start the film, and then as you are watching, if you notice something that you can identify from your chapter reading, pause the film and write it down, and then watch it again. Now, if you are watching the movie in this disjointed kind of way of pausing and writing and that kind of thing, what you might want to do is actually watch the movie more than once, okay? So you will type out the answers to the questions from the assignment sheet, and those will be due by Wednesday, no later than 10 p.m. for points, okay? And then when you write your paper, it should not just be a regurgitation of the answers that you put down on this question assignment. Instead, I want you to think about analyzing and evaluating the communication behaviors of the people in the film. So think in terms of what advice did the chapter give me that I could tell these people, or what these people should know if they're going to maintain or improve their relationship. And then that will be the paper that's due by Friday, okay? So Chapter 11 notes are available there for you to make sure you're gleaning the most important parts out of the chapter. And then by Sunday, I want you to be thinking about your own method of dealing with conflict. And there's a lot of really important information in this chapter. I think it's probably one of the most important chapters that I wish that we could teach, maybe like in high schools across the nation, and dealing with conflict and managing conflict so that we could do that better as a society, okay? So that will be our last regular assignment of the class. Now, one thing that you can do in order to help you to be better prepared for the final, which is comprehensive, which means that all of the chapters that we have covered will be on the final. Okay, so spend some time reviewing for your final this week as well. Okay, the final itself is designed to not be really much longer than a regular unit test, but I have, we've covered most of the chapters in the textbook, and so I have pulled out what I feel like are the most important bits from those chapters to put on the test. Now, there is a heavy focus on this last unit because we didn't have a separate unit test dedicated to that content, so do keep that in mind. One way that you can prepare is by going back through the unit folders and looking at the objectives for each one of the units, and then look in your textbook. At the beginning of every chapter, there is a list of objectives there as well, and that can help you to think in terms of what are the most important points from this chapter that I need to be gleaning from it, okay? So those are great ways to review. Now, you will need to have this final proctored, so I want to make sure that you are planning in advance for that. Because I know some of you have work schedules where most of your work is done over the weekends, then I'll actually open the final content and the final test on Sunday, May 3rd. At 6 o'clock in the morning, so that you have access to it all day on Sunday if you need to make an appointment sometime that day. All right, so in order for it to be proctored, if you go up to course tools, I'm sorry, not course tools, institutional resources, and scroll down, ProctorU, all right? So if you follow this link, you can learn more about how that proctoring service is going to work. You do need to have a webcam. You need to make sure that you set your appointment to take your test at least 72 hours in advance. They will charge you an additional fee if you don't make that appointment 72 hours in advance. And then that test will be open through Wednesday night. So you can take the test anywhere from 8 a.m. on Sunday morning, and I think that ProctorU won't test it after 5 p.m. So 5 p.m. on Wednesday the 6th, you have that 4-day span of time to take the final. So if you have questions about that, please don't hesitate to let me know. If you go to Course Tools and the discussion board, there is that do you have any questions forum. So if you have specific questions regarding the final, that's a good place to enter those questions. You can actually even subscribe to that forum. If you click on, after you open the forum, click on subscribe, then you will get notifications for anytime someone posts there, and anytime you get replies there as well, so that you can share in each other's questions and the answers to those questions through that forum. Okay, so again, that was Course Tools, discussion board, and do you have any questions? All right, so please don't hesitate to contact me as you wrap up this chapter or this unit and class. Make sure that you have proofread your paper well. I want you guys to do well on this paper. Don't forget that the Writing Center is open and tutor.com is accessible through institutional resources, so you can submit your paper there and help have it proofread so that you don't turn it in and get some points taken off based on some grammar and mechanics issues. Okay, so if you have questions, don't hesitate to call. I wish you the best of luck. Have a good week.